Shalom, everyone. Welcome to our latest Kingdom Council. Tonight, we're going to talk about some really hot topics. I know if you guys seen in the news the whole Astro World event, and even the Donda listening party by Kanye West. We want to talk about, with us engaging in these concerts and listening to this music, are we Satanists by proxy? So, open up the floor. Like, where do y'all stop?
First of all, starting with Astro World, very sad that 9 people died. 9 reported people have died. Very sad indeed. And for what? Because of and it's like, what's going on, Travis?
Right, what is going on? This guy, from his show to like even like the background, it like I guess I'm picking on like the pictures and the marketing, because that right there alone, like it was just like, it didn't make me really want to go. It didn't say, oh, come come have fun, or even come have some good vibes. I've never been to a concert anyway, but I've still never. I guess the pictures was just like, oh snap, what is this? Inferno. Oh snap.
Honestly, looking at this picture right now, it looks like the scenes from hell from Little Nicky.
Yeah, it does, absolutely.
The movie,
and I think the craziest part about it, is the fact that you have the people who were there recording their what do you call it?
Experience.
What's the word about it? Experience. There you go. Their experience, and saying that it felt like being in hell. I think that's the part that's the craziest, because technically that means they actually achieved their goal, because obviously that's what it was going for. That's the ambiance they were trying to portray, and everybody getting there, and every single person that I've seen has talked about how hot it was, and how how much fire and heat that they were feeling, and how they just felt like they were trapped, and it just felt like hell to them. And even going by what we what we think, what we believe to be hell, whether it's through scripture or just from what we've seen on TVs or just hearing from other people, the fact that that's what everybody is comparing it to just goes to show that's what they were trying to put out there, and they've achieved that in in putting that show together.
Man, it's a mouthful, for real. Still a lot to take in.
It is, and it's like, no lies. They don't tell any lies. Like, see you on the other side. Like, I don't know if you saw the shirt he had on. Like, it was literally a blue man walking through like a portal. Then the other side was like this red devil man. And people will defend and be like, oh, that's just his brand. That's this. It's creative. It's this, it's that. It's like, when did demonism become creativity?
You still promote.
Well, it's whether they call it creative or not, it's intentional. So it's not meant to just be creative. It's meant to be intentional, because it's all part of what's going on.
It's all falling in line, because wasn't Lucifer the angel of like music and creativity and stuff like that? So it's all falling in line according to plan.
Speak on it. And it's like, I guess like being like in the center of it, because I'm in San Marcos, like that's 2 hours away from Houston. So I know people like that actually went to the concert, and supposedly somebody from my school actually, we lost someone from our school. So Yeah, I
Oh my
was
God.
walking to the library, going to campus
Dang.
one night. And I'm like, it was, I think it's called a shrine where you leave candles out on a designated spot. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm just like
A visual.
a visual, yeah, with a picture. I didn't know her or anything, but I did because we die every day. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to become cold and numb, but I'm like, all right, I gotta at least, pay homage, I guess. But yeah, that's what happened. So I'm like, wow, like it's still like, yes, like you said, Jamel, intentional. But it's still intentional promoting.
I wanted to add something. I think it's very interesting with like the entrance to this festival or whatever you want to call it, ritual. It's like it's a happy blow up head of his, right? It looks like a little carnival on the front side, but on the back side it's the skull of him, and it's like kind of seems similar to what people are walking into. It's like I'm just going to
Wow.
a concert. I'm just listening to music. I'm walking into something that looks normal, looks fun, looks innocent. On the other side of it, when it's too late, once you've already walked through that tunnel, now you see what it actually is.
You couldn't
And
even, get out.
That's a word. You know what? I didn't even realize
I didn't recognize that either until you
two
said that, but
two faces. I didn't even realize that the front face was like, ooh, carnival, like, yay, fun. And the back side,
I mean, they're showing you what they want you to see. Like blatant, it's not anything hidden. It's even the sugarcoating that they tried to put about the carnival thing. It shows you right away what they're really about.
yeah. The unfortunate part is that kids lost their lives. Like, I'm trying to figure out why kids were there, but like, that's sad. Like, someone was talking about as well, one of the survivors, I guess you could say, how he was literally buried under people trying to get up and he could not. And if it wasn't for someone risking themselves to reach out and help him, he probably would have died too. That's what he said. Like, people are literally in there thinking, oh, I'm not coming out of here.
And
like, this should not be the mentality at a concert.
Yeah, like it's crazy. And what I also find interesting is that a lot of different people have been saying, no, it was hundreds of bodies falling out, laying out, like, and then the count only comes to 9 people that have passed that we know of. But it's like, what has made this mass fainting happen? And I've never been in crowd crush before, but I wonder, like, what exactly was going on? Was the atmosphere adding to this? Was it too hot for people? Were so many people like smushed together they couldn't breathe, and so they lost consciousness? Like, I heard that people were saying people were getting injected with things. I mean, I don't know. Like, it sounds like complete chaos.
Chaos, yes.
I think, to be honest with you, I think it's it's just the willingness to participate in the quote unquote like freeness of it all. So everyone is not understanding or recognizing that they're actually giving themselves up to like it's like a spell, so you're going into this and you're just allowing yourself to be entranced by the entire ambiance, everything going on. And so now you're going there, you're basically allowing the performer to play Geppetto, and they're just controlling you with everything that they're doing. And
he's the Pied Piper right now.
Because these kids and because these kids are so young, and their minds are able to be manipulated and formed and things of that nature. They're going there, and you're following the rules of the performer that's on stage. You're already looking at this performer like they're bigger than life itself. So you're giving yourself up to their every whim. So now they're saying, hey, we want you guys to crash the place. We want you guys to break through the fences, have no regard for anyone, and just YOLO, just go out there and do what you want to do, have fun, let your inhibitions free. And everybody's doing that, and within that energy is that sinister energy. It's a very sinister energy, and everybody is just feeding off of that, and they're allowing themselves to become entranced by it. Meanwhile, the performers up there are just reveling in it because it's a power that they have. Just seeing all that happen based on what they're saying. you know,
Well,
and
wasn't he
and the
just
fact
standing
that
there watching? Sorry.
Mhm. Well, you also got to look at the fact that you have artists like Master P, who I sorely agree with, or disagree with. I'm sorry, when he said that it wasn't his fault to control them, but I disagree because as an MC, right? You're tasked with being the mic controller. You know what I'm saying? The master of ceremony, right? So if you can get them to mosh out, if you can get them to storm the fences, if you can get them to go wild, you can also get them to stop disregarding the lives of the people next to him. You can also say, I'm not going to continue going if you guys keep acting like this. You know what I'm saying? Let's be human for a second and make sure that we take care of everybody next to us and just enjoy the show. That's happened many a times. So why is it that all of a sudden we want to take, the onus off of the performer? But he can tell them to get rowdy, but he can't tell them to calm down. That doesn't make any sense.
Good
Right.
point. Very good point.
Yeah.
And he's also, he's been known to have like inciting riots. I think he's been arrested before because of this at one of his Astroworld events, getting the crowd too rowdy. So like, did other people going into this event know that he has this history? Did they already go there with this idea that, yeah, I'm going to be as wild as possible because I know that this is his MO. He's been doing this for years.
I'm kind of curious to see what the terms and conditions are of buying one of the tickets.
Let's not forget the lawsuit. Did y'all hear about the lawsuit that reportedly came out? There's a lawsuit. I guess it totals up to something like 4 billion, 1 billion, something like that. I don't know, some crazy number of a billion. I don't know.
It's 2 billion now.
I think so.
Is it
Travis and Drake are supposed to be getting sued for it, right?
And Apple and Live Nation also.
Now, is it just a whole bunch of individuals, or is it like a class action suit?
That I'm not sure.
I don't know either. I know he said that he would pay for the funerals of everybody and all that, but that's still not cutting it. Like, these people pay for the funeral and throw all the money you want. People literally died. Like, there's nothing you can do to fix that.
Yeah.
You're gonna move on with your life and continue to do shows and all this other stuff and continue to entrance people with demonic music. But these people still died. Like, so it's not gonna cut it. And furthermore, the whole thing is capped because if we're in a pandemic, why are 50,000 people crammed together anyway at a festival? I thought it was COVID.
But nah, we've been back. I don't know. It's so weird with COVID. What do we really know? We've been no mask shot, no mask.
It's because it's whatever benefits their agenda in the moment.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. I'm supposed to wear a mask at work, and like everyone there's vaccinated, and I'm not. I told them I'm not getting vaccinated. They're like, okay. And then they're like, well, you got to wear a mask. I'm like, why though? Because y'all are all vaccinated. So, like, you're safe. What's going to happen to me? I've already had it and nothing happened. So, and they couldn't answer me. We just moved on to another subject.
Because they're liars. And now they're coming out with this COVID pill for all the people that don't want to take the shot. Take the red pill and remain asleep.
Well, they approved for kids now, I think. They approved the vaccine for little kids now.
Yeah. But
I think there was a reaction or something for one of them. I'm not sure which one. I think it started with the A, or no, I think the place that they did it started with an A. And there was supposed a reaction to kids or somebody that got it or something like along those lines.
Okay. Back to what Jamel was saying. So yeah, it is a class action lawsuit, and it's roughly $2 billion. That's according to Yahoo.
Okay, Yahoo. Well,
yeah. So, good luck.
Crazy.
Speaking of the luck, switching gears to Kanye, he felt the need, to pay homage to the people that passed at his I don't know what to call this, church service, whatever that is. He decided to pay homage with them with the Baphomet star on the kids' shirts at the choir. So shout out to him for paying homage to all the Astroworld victims at his church service.
It's just okay. Again, they're promoting. I don't know. What is she trying to go for? I don't know.
Was it the Baphomet star? Or was it the Star of David?
It's just funny. It's just funny that
Is
it's just funny that that he even has a church service like that they take it serious enough to be like, I got to go see Pastor West about this. Like,
Pastor Ye now, right? He's not
yeah, Pastor Ye. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I just, the fact that people take this serious, like, and he's just a victim of his own ego, and everybody else is following right along and just thinking that everything he says and does is gospel, to the point where he holds church on Sunday. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And what's crazy is that people expect him to act crazy. So this is just like, oh, it's just him being him.
But I will say though, he's being very meticulous about what he's doing, because I don't know if I saw his podcast. It was very good. He's pretty much talking about, we are Israelites, we are the true Hebrews. We are a nation of people. Like, he was really talking that talk, but it's funny because he didn't tell any lies in it. And also, what side are you on?
Right.
Like, what's going on? Like, I'm confused. Like, it's a lot of mixed messaging because you're really telling
He's
the truth.
doing what the church normally does, though. Tells you the truth and spins it their own way, makes it look a little different, you know, to their benefit.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way that you gather them all. You know what I'm saying? You sprinkle in a little BS for those who believe it, and you sprinkle in a little truth, you know what I mean, for us who really understand, and you know, you try to gather them all. You know what I mean? Because he already gathered the ears by being honest. So now he's taking it a step further and saying, now let me gather your ears and veer you into a different direction. So, you know, he's you know, as Deja was saying earlier, I mean, he is being very meticulous with how he's, you know, navigating through this thing, but it's all, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He's touching on everything that he knows is going to gather the ears of as many people as possible, so that way he can watch. And at the end of the day, it's going to be the truth, just exhausted a whole bunch of BS. And people are going to follow along because they're going to feel like this is the man that's going against the people, going against, you know, the powers that be. So they're going to believe everything that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's calculated perfectly to entrap anybody and ensnare everybody to what his agenda is. So, but
yeah, definitely a snare. I guess the question does remain, Vanessa, are we Satanists by proxy? Like,
I mean, that's why I'm curious to see the terms and conditions to see what they agreed to. Because
keep going back to that.
I mean, because they will slip stuff. Nobody reads that, and they slip the craziest things in there.
Right.
And like, that's a defense that they can use. Like, hey, this was supposed to happen at this place. You agreed to go, so you really can't have a lawsuit to begin with. You know, like they're signing these contracts, quote unquote signing, but you know, like you really are just accepting into all of it. You're voluntarily going to a place that you know just by the publications and the marketing for it is not going to be something that typically people like to go to.
Yeah.
Well, I think the crazy part about all this is, I know I don't want to go backwards, even though we did try to move forward to the Ye situation, but
I
just
mean, we're
going
good.
back to speaking on the terms and conditions and stuff like that, and how they're going to pay everybody out per se. At the end of the day, a lot of these kids are young. All they want is likes and fame and things like that, right? So if they get a star, a celebrity to shout them out and to help them gain followers and make them something, that's all it's gonna be. Like the lawsuit might be 2 billion, and it might dwindle down to like 1 million because people gonna be okay with getting likes and follows and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, all these kids are gonna be like, "Yeah, I was there, and I got like 10,000 followers from Travis. He even followed me himself." And like it's sad, but it's not gonna end up being as bad as it looks to be.
Is he really? Wait, hold on. Time out. Is that really happening?
I don't know, but I wouldn't put it past him.
Imagine though, like, damn, I could see that happening. That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I
think
wouldn't
about
put
it,
it past him though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it hasn't been reported. I'm just saying, just based on the ignorance of the youngsters nowadays, I don't doubt something like that happening. You give them a YouTube page and you give them an automatic 10,000 followers to start up, and they'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, give them a shout out, give them some free kicks for the year, some free Travis Scott Nikes or something, and they're gonna be in the game. It's like at the end of the day, it's gonna dwindle down to a little or nothing. Like you said, he's gonna pay probably for the funerals, but the lives are already lost over something so stupid, and so childish. But at the end of the day, his life is going on. He's still getting paid, and unless he changes his ways at his shows and what he's delivering, he's still doing the same thing. So it might be 8 lives this time, it'll be 12 next time, it'll be 20 next time. Like, and it doesn't matter because you got artists like the other guy, the Little Uzi Vert, whatever, who's trying to push everybody to get messed up and don't even care that people are fainting and stuff. He's actually pushing it, trying to be like, cool, you lost 8 lives, I'm gonna try to get 9. It's like they just don't care. They don't care, but there's an agenda, and they're following their law. They're following their law. They're doing what they're supposed to do. So we technically can't even get mad at them because they're doing their job.
They are. And Uzi even said at a concert, what do you say? Y'all already in hell now. He was like, it's too late. You're already saying it now. Like his lyrics.
Right.
Like he was like, hey, y'all already made y'all's deal pretty much. And he got a new song out called Demon High. I'm like, dude, what are y'all doing? Like, why are you listening to this nigga? Like, are you serious?
Everybody thinks
listen to his music and sing along, and you're in hell too.
Now you wonder why you have nightmares and demons attacking you in your sleep and in your life because you invited you.
I mean, Master of Ceremonies is the perfect fit for him that night.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all he and the other artists are doing are just helping these children, perform chants and seances, things of that nature. That's all they're doing, and these kids are following along, and they're at the hip hop shows have never been about raves and things like that. Now they're turning into raves and mosh pits because now they're starting to invite and invoke that energy, and that energy is strong. And people are not recognizing that. They're not realizing that what they're doing is being a part of, contributing to all that negative energy and stuff going on, but it's a rave / seance / chant. Like that's what you're doing, and you're participating in it. And that's what's like Deja was saying, you wonder why you're having this negative energy around you and why you're having nightmares and why things are happening to you.
And even speaking on this, I know this wasn't originally in the plan, but I was just thinking about how Young Doc was passed, and I didn't even know he was on this type of time. Like I just thought he was on just some hood trap nigga vibes. But his last album was literally called Paper Route Illuminati. Did y'all see the cover?
Yeah, I just thought about that. I thought that went under, like just walked by for a minute, but no, you right.
Hold on, because I gotta pull this up. I had never seen any questionable things from him before, but
And who is this?
Young
Young
Doll.
he was shy in Memphis.
I don't know who none of them are.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
we
I
had
gotta pull this up because I was like, there's no way this is really like what is happening. Hold up. So I gotta pull this up. But then people will even say like they'll act like this is not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because
And
it's
now,
plausible deniability, right? Oh, he came from the hood. He went back to the hood. Like, this is what happens. But what if it's something else? What
it's
if
a lot.
it was about something else?
Yeah, right.
And all these other people.
Look at this man's album cover.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking like that too. Like, dang, yeah, he just went back to the hood. Like, same thing happened in Nipsey. Like, dang, like, come on. Yeah.
Like,
and that's how they get away with stuff, right? It's plausible deniability. Like, if I could come up with another argument that seems more likely, more logical, then we can continue to hide the BS underneath that.
Yeah.
Somebody actually pointed out a really good description of this. He broke it down. His name was Jay Marvelous. He on YouTube. Check him out. He really broke down Preach, the video Preach. Him walking through the lights, the illuminated one, him walking through like the crossroad intersection part, and it being like, a priest or whatever, some type of lady.
Crossroads.
And then after, him making his, whatever his transition, that's the crossroads, the transition. He broke it down really good though. Like, but one thing about Dolph, he said he didn't subliminalize none of it. He put it right there. Like, he was, whether how he did it, he didn't really say if that was good or bad, but he just said like he put it right out there. Like, that's one thing he did in his videos, like to show you like it's right there with the cross over his bed, everything.
Well, that's not anything new now. I mean, they're putting it out there in our face now. So Dolph isn't the first to do it. You look at all these videos, they're putting it in our face. They're not trying to hide it no more because it's that time is near. You know what I'm saying? So they're really pushing it because they have an agenda and they're trying to get it across ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So there's no hiding it no more. And the only thing is it's not about hiding it. It's the fact that these children now are just succumbing to everything that artists do because they're treating them like the gods that they're not supposed to be treated as. And that's part of that sin as well. There shall not be no other gods. And yet, look at what they're doing. Look at how they're treating these artists. They're doing everything based on what these artists are doing. Dressing the way they want to dress, acting the way they want to act, speaking the way they want to speak, everything. So it's not hidden. It's just a matter of, okay, who's going to win? They're going to keep pushing it one way. We're going to keep pushing back. And that's all there is to it. Some people recognize it.
Yeah, they have a quota to fill, and they're making sure that they hit that mark.
Some people don't even want to deal with it.
Well, I mean, ignorance is bliss. So the more that people just think that it's just creativity, the better it is for them.
I don't know like what is about idolatry. I don't know what's creative about satanic rituals. I don't know what's creative about demons. Like I don't get like what is attractive about a demon. Like I know like they can give you things. Okay, they give you things. There's a transaction with that. What are you giving up? Like, is it really worth this fame and the money and the women or the men and like the popularity of the banging body or whatever you are transacting? Is it really worth it though? Like doesn't advance you any more further in this life. And honestly, it gives you a pretty scary afterlife. So, hey, was it worth it?
A scary afterlife. I think it gives you a scary time. You start thinking about the nightmares and stuff you have, and you start thinking about all the stuff going on while your bank account is dwindling, while you starting to lose your job, all this, like all this negative stuff happening. You still not thinking about, like, you know what? Maybe I need to stop doing something, stop listening to something. Maybe I need to, pray, repent, stop asking the Most High for
Those
what
are the perfect people to pray on, because you can give them an out for the world here.
Man.
Who would trade? Right. Nothing about this world would be like, yeah, let's forget the next one and let's rock out with this one. Like, no, nothing about this even, like, why are we wanting to stay in this so bad? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what is this? Is not anything.
It's just a lot of them aren't educated. A lot of them haven't found, what we found. So what else do they have other than the material?
Yeah, maybe they're holding on solely to that. What's that motto? A bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. So they figure they got this one already. They like, look, let's just make the most of this one bird right here. You know what I'm saying? They trying to make the most of it. I know it's an old street pigeon, but I mean, I'm gonna make the most of it. I mean, it's
really sad because the thing is, their life they're trying to make the most of here is not even good.
Yeah.
They be depressed, they be sad, they be taking drugs, they be addicted to stuff, not happy. Like, what are you holding on to?
It's just that they don't have that spiritual connection the way we've sought out and we've found. And like I said, what else do they have other than what they have in front of them? Especially people that are really down on their luck, like the homeless or, gullible teens and stuff. All they have is phones, PlayStations, TikTok, what they can see and touch right then and there, or instant gratification from likes and, verifications on their Twitter and just dumb stuff like that. What else do they have? Most of them are now, like, at that concert are all young teens and young, people in their 20s and stuff. So what else do they have other than what they're offering them?
Deja touched on a good point. I mean, all the drugs and alcohol and stuff like that, but you think about it, the drugs and alcohol is supposed to induce like this feeling of fun, but you're doing the drugs and alcohol because you're depressed. So you chase the drugs to give you fun, even though after that goes away, you're back to being depressed. So instead of just constantly doing drugs, why not figure out what's depressing you? Why not get away from all the BS in the world?
Because it's quicker.
That's
it's quicker and easier. Instant gratification.
It can be quick and easy and it's temporary. In a flash, a little path of whatever high you're on, and you're actually lower. So you need more.
Exactly. You're just
so
constantly
drink. That's why people, yeah.
So it's sad, but
I've never understood why people get drunk to have fun. That has never made sense for me, let alone people who do drugs like hard drugs like heroin and crack and all of that. Like, you might get that quick fix, but you're going to be trying to get quick fixes forever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think I really like that Vanessa said they feel like they have to do these things and chase these things because they haven't found the Most High. Like, the Most High for all of he sustains and fills all the voids we have. Mm-hmm. Like, with the Most High, you don't have no void because he fills them. Literally, whatever hole you did have, he's there, and he's covering you, and he's, I always feel that joy with the Most High. I don't have to drink alcohol and do drugs and do crazy things to feel some type of warm feeling, I guess. I live in the warm feeling because the Most High has given me that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's again, to Nessa's point, it's like we found that, they haven't found it, but they're also not looking, but then there's a lot of them not looking. They're all just following each other's path. Like, hey, what are you doing? I'm just getting high, man. What about you? I don't know. Let me get some of what you got. All right, cool. There we go. Oh, getting high. You know what I'm saying? Nobody
Not
is
only
doing
that,
that.
but social media makes it really easy to feel shitty about your own life.
It
Yeah.
does. It does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that's what it's for. I said, I'm convinced that's what it's for.
Yeah.
And because you think about it, if everybody is sitting there feeling like crap, you're gonna constantly be in a state of like high.
One up.
You gotta be trying to do whatever you can to stay high, to stay drunk, to stay in some type of euphoric realm as opposed to being reality. And in doing that, you're gonna do whatever you gotta do, or do whatever you gotta do to get what you need to get that state, you know, to get. In the meantime, you're probably gonna rob somebody, you're probably gonna steal, you're probably gonna, you know, do whatever you gotta do to get it. And then you got the people on the other side who are pushing. So it's just a constant state of like, if you feel like crap because you don't look like what we're portraying, you know, or what we're pushing on social media, and you don't have the lifestyle that we're saying you have to live in order to, you know, to live the quintessential life, then follow us. We'll give you some drugs to make you think you have it, and make you forget about not having it. And then once you're down, you realize, oh, I'm back in reality and I'm not living that life, and I don't have that guy or girl next to me, and I don't have that money. Come back and we'll give you some more, and we'll be back right back to feeling like
the
you're
perfect pusher.
It's just a constant cycle. And at the end of the day, some people are just gonna fall victim to it. Very few will recognize and wake up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I definitely think this was an important topic. Our people especially get wrapped up in following these artists and celebrities that are promoting terrible messages that are actually tearing our community apart, not uplifting them, not gathering the community, not building us up as a people, actually making us worse, making us depressed and addicted to things. So the message I'm here to promote is seek after the Most High, chase the Most High. You can be a fangirl or a fanboy for y'all, because he's the only one who's really gonna get you through, and you're not gonna feel empty being with the Father. Ever. You're never gonna feel a void. You're not gonna feel like you're lacking something. Like, I don't know why everyone tries to find some other way to feel sustained when literally our Creator is the one who sustains us. So I definitely think that's the message to everybody, and the reminder that we need to remember, because it's real out here and it's getting realer every day.
Well, I think this is gonna be my last podcast because I don't like being happy. So I think I'm gonna just get on my social media and just get depressed and get some of those drugs and stuff that they're.
Stop it. Because then we're really gonna have problems. Stop it. Wait till we get off this podcast.
Exactly. But no, this was good. I think we can wrap it up here. Thank you to everyone who was on here. K-Mag team, G's phone died, so shout out to John. Thanks for this great idea of discussion. And until next time.
Shalom.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.